Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Game Library playthrough. For the letter F, we have got FTL, Faster Than Light, Advanced Captain's Edition, which is comprising Captain's Edition mod, alongside two other start-off mods that came rolled in with the mod installer package I use, and, of course, the Advanced Edition of this game, which was released not so long ago. Long ago enough that everyone's used to it by now and I've missed out on the hype. And not too long ago that it's faded from people's memories. So, hopefully you'll enjoy this. It's a game, if you don't know, it's a top-down interstellar battle spaceship management crew thing. I've got no idea what it is, to be entirely honest. What should we call my ship? Hoc's Box. That's the same as my computer name, actually. Okay, this is new. The character portraits have changed. Huh. Okay, we are going to have our pilot of Enter Elysium. We're going to have our weapons man, Scott Manley. And we're going to have our... in fact, that should probably be Enter as two words, shouldn't it? Because then it recognises it as two names. Enter Elysium, and we'll have our weapons man, Danny. No, Manley was weapons, wasn't he? Manley was weapons, 2642 on the engines. Look, Danny can manipulate space-time, right? He's the perfect guy to be on our engines. And we're going to use the standard ship, I believe, because I haven't really unlocked anything else. Advanced Edition is enabled, normal mode, begin. Now I said that I had a couple of other mods that were rolled in. They're basically start-off mods to give you more scrap. That's the first one, start-off mod, which is this. Strip a nearby asteroid for scrap. I'm going to use this in order to get a bit of a head start. Because I want this to be a nice long video, I don't want to die because I run out of fuel or something stupid. I want to make it exciting as possible. In this game, it's very easy to die within 20 minutes. It's also very possible to die after 2 hours, after reaching the final boss fight. We shall see. The other mod, besides Captain's Edition, was a NG mod to give us more scrap when we are in NG sectors. You'll see how that turns out later on. This, and of course this, Captain's Edition. Let's just make sure. Is Elysium as piloting... No, we want Danny on engines and we want Manley on our weapons. The Captain's Edition mod basically gives the crew personalities, I believe. I've never played with it before, this is my first time installing it, so we'll see how we go. Got our weapons down here, got our subsystems over here, 31 scrap, plenty of fuel, some missiles, no drone parts. I want to go for drones. It seems that a lot of people don't really like the drones. I want to go for them. But without further ado, let's begin. Now we have various different paths we could take to get to the exit of this sector, and you'll see that the rebel fleet will begin to chase us. It's generally a good idea to try and visit as many as possible within the time frame. So I'm thinking we go here, 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 here. No, we'll skip out down there. We'll try and get to the exit and then we'll maybe bounce around these if possible. Jumping! And immediately a confrontation. By the time you notice the rebel ship behind the beacon, it's too late to avoid attack. Okay, they've got a drone on us. Right. I'm going to fire my missiles, which are shield penetrating at their shields, and let my other weapons charge up in the meantime. Yeah, their drone will take down our shields, which will make us quite vulnerable, but we do have quite a lot of hull. It does seem to miss fairly often. We've got Danny on... the missile missed their shields. Okay, they only have one, so we ought to be able to get through the burst lasers. And we should have pretty good dodge. They missed as well. They must have their own version of Danny on board their ship. Alright, this time. Fire with the missile. And it got through, take down their weapons. There we go. I would have taken down the drone control to shut this thing off temporarily, but I don't think we were going to have too much of a problem with this. They've only got 4 left, and their shields are still down. You have clearly bested us. We merely request our lives. I'm playing to get drone parts and scrap. Wow, that is a really loud bike outside. So, unfortunately, no. 9 scrap. I think you can do that better. I think you can do better than that. We might as well attack their drone parts just to add insult to injury at this point. And you'll see that as we continue flying through and battling different crafts... Yeah, there we go, 12, and the drone part. That was the right choice. You'll see that our individual crew members level up. So Lithium's gained some piloting skill, Manly's gained some weapons, and he's got some engine skill, which is pretty nice. Onwards! Actually, no, before we go onwards, I want to immediately upgrade my doors. Like that. In here we have our onboard ship upgrades, shields, engines, health, oxygen, and weapons, power bars to provide power for them, and of course our subsystems down here, which we'll explain as we go through. But there we go. So subsystems, now you see the doors have changed. We can control them manually, and when enemies board our ship, which they are likely to do, they'll have a bit more trouble getting through them. The ship is hailed. We found you at last. Prepare to die. Like hell. Missiles on. Oh, crap. Okay, well, they've broken our jamming signal. I'm going to try and take out their shields again, go for the same tactic. And then I'm going to take out this. There we go. We have our sensors back online now. Going to target the shields again, and then we'll go for the weapons next. Nice. It's powering its FTL. Okay, forget that. We'll go for the engines. They were trying to escape, but no luck, my friends. No luck. More drone parts, and even more scrap. Beautiful. We've got to keep a tab on our resources up here, because you never know when we'll run out. Fuel is something that can run out at a moment's notice. And suddenly you're left with 2, and you are 3 jumps away from the exit. Okay, anything we need to do? No, we haven't really got all that much scrap. We'll just carry on. I believe as your crewmates level up, they get better as they go on. You recognize the ship as a well-known slave trader. He hails you and offers you laborers for cheap. Attack the slaver scum! And they have a teleporter, and I just heard the sound of someone teleporting on board. So these doors are going to come in handy. I meant that as we go through, as their skill increases, our individual stations that are being manned will become more effective. So we'll have higher dodge if Elysium gets better at piloting. Our weapons might do more damage or recharge quicker with Manly on the weapons. And we might have more dodge again. Or maybe the FTL will power up faster. I'm not entirely sure. I think Captain's mode may have changed some of this stuff, but we shall see. Right, prepare to face the intruders. Go for their shields once more. Getting a bit low on missiles. They haven't got an awful lot of hull. I'm actually not going to use the missiles. I'm going to put that energy into my dodge. Which I suppose, yes, to put into the dodge. And then, excuse me, target with my burst lasers. Okay, where are the... Right. He's teleported into the engine room. I think... I could evacuate Danny and just drop the air out, but then we'd lose our dodging. I'm gonna go and fight Manly and Danny with him. And hopefully our burst lasers will take down their one-time shield. But in the meantime, we've got no one on the weapons, so we are a bit exposed in terms of our firepower. Oh, and there's a... There we go, at least we've taken down the weapons. Or shields. Go for the weapons next. Okay, he's dead. Oh, don't open that door. No, 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 no. Fix the oxygen. There you go. We've got a hull leak there, but that's fine. And they're powering up their FTL. We'll surrender! Take one of our slaves as a tribute. If you destroy us, they'll all die anyway. So I either kill slaves... The thing is, having extra crew members is really useful. Like, I could have left Manly on weapons and just sent my 4th crew member to go fight that guy with Danny. Which does help. But morally, I either kill all the slaves and release them from their subjugation, or I save one of them and allow these traders to go on and potentially hurt more people. I'm gonna take the guy. There's a chance I'll come across them again and then I'll settle the score. In the meantime, Hector can go help fix the oxygen. Elysium can go help fix this with Danny. Because this is a hull breach, all the air's actually been sucked out in our airlock here, Which means that as these two go in to fix it, they'll start draining their health. Because of the lack of oxygen. Manly, go get healed up in the medbay. Hector's going to be on shields. You need to get out of there because you're suffocating. Danny's on the drive. Well, actually you all need health, don't you? The medbay. Alright, Hector. Can we rename Hector? Is it possible to rename? Hotkey F4. Ship. Crew. Hector. This is going to be Chicken Keeper. No, not dismissed. There we go. Chicken Keeper. There we go. All humans. You can get different races in this. Mantis, in particular, are extremely good at fighting, so we want to get one of those at some point. Chris is on the shields, Elysium's piloting, Manly on the weapons, and Danny on the engines. Alright, hopefully we'll pick up some more missiles and actually get some drones of our own soon. I'll find you! I'll find you. And here's the rebel fleet chasing us. So we'll go straight here and then we'll bounce around these for a little bit before going to the exit. Give ourselves some opportunities. Ah, good. A ship hails you. Good sir, it seems like you're having some troubles with the rebels. I'd like to help you, but I can't afford the upkeep required on this hunk of junk I'm flying. Maybe we can come into an arrangement. Mercenary to delay, scout, fight. If I fight him, I'll get resources. But he's a pirate, right? Justification! Yeah, mercenaries are worse than rebels, of course. Keep telling myself that. Right, I'm going to fire off one to try and take down their shields as quickly as possible. Charge both weapons here. And we can get extra weapons. As we find a store, eventually, we will be able to buy new weapons and purchase new modules and such. Okay, please don't miss. It missed. Or did it? No, it didn't. Fantastic. We'll take down the weapons. There we go. They appear to be powering up the FTL. Oh, we can't have that, can we? They've only got 2 hull things left. We've got barely any damage. Yeah, these guys are toast. Fire all weapons! Apart from the missile. 14 scrap, another drone part, and a missile. Thank you very much. I invested 1 missile and got 1 missile back. We haven't found any shops yet. Okay, right. Rebels are way behind us. We've got time. We may even be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4 bounce. If we're lucky. Yeah, you know what? Let's be risky. We'll be risky. The longer we tarry, the more loot we'll get. Automated message from nearby space station. Local shipwrights perform emergency work on military ships. I don't need emergency work, but I would like drones. I'm just worried because it could be a backstab. Inquire. Upgrade your sensors in exchange for some scrap. Sensors are pretty nice. If we upgrade our sensors further, we shall see. We'll be able to see inside enemy ships. Yeah, that's a good deal, because to actually upgrade via our ship ourselves would cost more than 15 scrap. And we'll end up doing it at some point, so sure. There we go. Let's see, what would it have been? Yeah, it would have been 35, so 15, that's pretty good. Happy with that. Okay, on our way. Probably need to pick up some fuel at some point. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Short-range scanners may discover useful materials while we wait for the FTL to recharge. Explore the asteroid field. Too dangerous. It's just occurred to me that Captain's Mode isn't working, is it? Unfortunately. I think I had to launch using a certain client, and I didn't, and so it's not on. Because... hang on, if we do this... yeah, Captain's Mode is not working. Ah, that's a shame. I was hoping that... balls. Okay, hang on one moment. Okay, I think I've just enabled Captain's Mode. I'm not sure, though. I've launched it using the clients this time around. And it did show up with the correct menu on the main menu again. Okay, we'll see. Meanwhile, to the distress beacon. Occasionally you'll get missions, like side missions, to complete. You've encountered a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks like it's fleeing the rebel advance and ran out of fuel. The stress beacon is active, but you're not sure anyone's on board. Hail them. They're relieved to hear from you. They're running low on supplies. There's just a trade. Oh, if we give them missiles, they give us drone parts. That's a good trade if we're intending to use drones, which I kind of am. However, missiles are also fairly useful. At this point in time, I prefer missiles. I'm going to politely decline. Right. Oh, we haven't really got enough scrap for that anyway. We'll jump back to here and then to the exit. Getting a bit low on fuel as well. I want to try and stay above 10 fuel. Which isn't reasonable, but we can hope. Rebel ship has been patrolling this region. As soon as you arrive, it begins its assault. Okay. Load up the Artemis missile. See, now we can see the position of crew members on board their ship, which is useful, because this will allow us to target them in particular. Felicity is on board. We either man the stations and gas her out, or more accurately remove the gas around her, flush her out, or we go fight her. Ah, we've got an extra crew member for this, haven't we? Let's go fight her. In the meantime, Artemis missile fires. Our shields are down, so are theirs. And they have a crew member piloting, and it seems like they have two... No, one of their crew members is on board mine. Okay, we'll target that room again then. Try and kill him. Okay, we nearly killed him, but they damaged our sensors. I'm going to power the cannon down. Target their shields once more. And Chris, go get healed up, and Elysium help him, or just put out the fire. You go fix the sensors, Danny. The M ship appears to be powering up to FTL. Not a chance, mate. Not a chance. Ooh, but we are taking heavy damage. I'm going to take out your weapons because... Oh man, we are under severe damage. Okay, there's a fire in the... Manly, go help Elysium fix the doors. There's a fire in the engine room, which is a very bad thing. Also, the oxygen's broken, so we're going to start running out of oxygen. I missed. If they get away, we're in deep trouble. As soon as these doors are fixed, at least our sensors are fixed. Okay, you start fixing the shields. Actually, no, go straight to the auction, that's more important. Go on, give us door capability. Give us door capability quickly before the fire spreads. At least we should be able to kill them now. Fantastic. Okay, doors open. We'll try and suffocate the fire. Scrap and drone parts. But we took way too much damage to make it worth it. And, oh crap, there's fire here as well. I'm just going to flood it. Elysium, go get healed. Manly can carry on working. Danny's fixed the O2 problem. The fire is now out in all parts of the ship. Let the oxygen refill. And Chris and someone and someone and someone. There we go. That was a bit tense. That was a bit tense. But hey, at least it gave everyone some expertise in repairing things, right? And fighting. And avoiding panic. Ah. Okay, Manly. Where are you, Manly? Everyone return to your stations. Keeper is supposed to be on shields. Where's Manly? Here. Go get healed, Scott. Everyone else is already on full health. There we go. And I'll save your positions there now. Okay, that store would be nice now, but it's a bit too late. I'm going to go straight to the exit. Luckily no one hanging around here. Ooh, very nice. Not much remains in this abandoned system. However, scans reveal a nearby mining platform with some salvageable materials. 19 scrap, 2 missiles, 3 fuel. Fuel is nice. Try and stay above 10. Next sector. I still don't think Captain's Edition's working. NG will give us more scrap, so NG it is. Yeah, Captain's isn't working. That sucks. And we can do that as well. Nice. NG space. The Mantis have been threatening the NG core worlds, but you should be able to stock up for your journey. Yeah, with any luck.